player ratings from the game yesterday. Obviously 1-1 against Sunderland. We're going to start off with Guillermo Vicario. 6s all round for Vicario. They're pretty much untested. I think he made 1 save in the game, pretty much a routine one.
Yeah, that was for the cameras, wasn't it? That save at the end. He made it look like a big save, and I looked, I was like, he could have caught that, couldn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, look, the goal, I don't think he could do anything with that goal. It's just an unbelievable finish from Robbie. Yeah, it was a quiet day for Vicario.
Yeah, he didn't have too many saves to make. Apart from that one, he made one Hollywood save for the cameras, which was quite an easy save. I think we actually did defend fairly well for the most part, albeit when Sunderland was starting to press us a bit, it was getting a bit difficult. But we never really gave up too many clear-cut chances. So, yeah, it's a pretty simple day for Vic.
Yeah, you guys gave him a 5.6. So
that's the fan rating, yeah.
Yeah, the fan rating was 5.6. So, yeah, just below what we've given him. Next up is Pedro Porro. Sim gives him a 5. I gave him a 6. I thought he performed really well in the first half. And looking at his first half display, if I was giving him a rating at half-time, probably like 7.5 or something. I thought it was really good, passing, dangerous with his crossing. Second half, and defensively, I thought he did really well as well. But second half, he was just really frustrating, man, letting those stupid passing, creeping back his game, kept giving the ball away, kept retreating, which was a team problem, and he suffered for it.
Yeah. I thought he was definitely getting a lot looser in that second half, getting a lot more sloppy. But I also think our approach doesn't help him. I think when he's in that forward final third and he's helping the attack and he's got options, he looks like such a different player. As soon as we're in this deep kind of mode where we don't have a lot of possession and he doesn't have too many options, he looks wasteful. But is he wasteful or is he lacking options? I don't know. You can make your own minds up. But yeah, he was much better in the first half, and the second half wasn't anywhere near as good.
Yeah, Cuti Romero up next. Sim gives him a 6. I gave him a 5. Yeah, as you probably gather, I'm starting to get a bit frustrated with Cuti Romero. I feel that with Cuti, he does some really good things in the game in terms of being able to step in front, his ball playing ability, winning the ball back consistently in good areas. But these stupid mistakes keep creeping into his game. He made a couple of them yesterday. One of them very much highlighted where he pretty much just played the Sunderland player through on goal, and this can't keep happening, particularly from our captain. He needs to be the one that you look to as a calm head, the one that you can rely on, and at this moment in time, it doesn't seem that way.
Yeah, I thought in the first half he was excellent, actually, and some of the stuff he was doing really helping penning Sunderland in, and I thought he was doing really well. But second half, yeah, I thought first of all for the goal as well, it wasn't good. He let Robbie run the wrong side. He actually had him, and then lets Robbie run the wrong side of him, and obviously gives him a yard. He scores, and then, as you say, that moment where Robbie nearly went for on goal. I think Van der Ven had to bail him out, and he got away with that one. Plays that ball short for Vicario. So that was really sloppy as well, and obviously it's been happening quite often in recent games for Cuti Romero, and something he's got to cut out. But I thought in the first half he was excellent. I thought it was really good. But yeah.
All right, next up is Mickey Van der Ven. 7s all round for Mickey. And look, a player that always keeps up his standards, in my opinion, whether he's performing at his best level, in recent weeks is, a question to be had. Is he performing as good as he was a few weeks ago? Look, some would say yes, some would say no, but I think that he's just so important for us. That moment you're talking about when Van der Ven Romero makes a mistake, he's there to snuff it out. He's there to snuff out so many problems that Spurs have in the back line, and he's just someone that performs for us always above a 7 week in, week out.
Yeah, top performance. There was one in the first half, his brilliant sliding challenge, wasn't it? Where he came from nowhere, as he often does, and did this brilliant sliding challenge with his back heel and seemed to recover the ball from a situation that looked really dangerous. That was really impressive. It was just a solid performance. He just didn't put a foot wrong. Again, we were defensively quite sound for a lot of this game and didn't give them anything. He bailed Romero out late in the game as well. So pretty solid performance from Van, and got an assist for Davies' goal.
Yeah. Ben Davies, we didn't mention that Romero had a part to play in the goal, by the way. Yeah. Ben Davies, Sim gives him a 7. I gave him an 8. My man in the match. I thought he was fantastic yesterday. Got the goal, which was unbelievable to see. first goal in 2 years for Ven Davies, and everyone questioned him being in the team, and I think he performed admirably well, defensively sound, impacted the game going forward. I liked his little link-up play with Matisse Tell on the left-hand side as well. Shot cleared off the line. I mean, he did everything yesterday, so big up to Ben.
He had a good performance, really good performance, and really happy for him because a lot of people worried about him being in the starting 11. He will have tougher tests if he is to play more regularly, but in terms of who he had to play in front of him, I thought he kept his winger quiet for a lot of the game. Didn't get too much, wasn't too adventurous, I think, going forward, but obviously he did get the goal, was in the right place, right time. It was actually a nice little finish because it came very quickly. He had to react very quickly to get it in, so well done to him for that. And it was a solid performance.
The fans give him 7.5, so just
right
in between me and you.
Yeah.
Next up is Rodrigo Bentancur. Sim gives him a 6. I gave him an 8. I thought first half he was absolutely fantastic, man. Aggressive, driving us forward, the anticipation of winning the ball back. His pressing was fantastic. I thought everything in his game was absolutely spot on. I thought as the game wore on, he did kind of tire out the game. I thought he started the second half pretty well, but he did tire out of it. So, maybe a 7 was better on reflection, but the fans give him a 6, so same as you.
Same as me, and the fans know what they're talking about. I thought he had a good game. I thought in the first half, as you say, I thought he was dominating. Him and Archie Gray were making sure that we've continually got our foot on Sunderland's necks and keeping the pressure on. But unfortunately, I did die down a bit in the second half. I thought Xhaka was growing more and more influence in that second half as well. So, I gave him a 6, but he had a strong opening hour, I would say. Yeah.
Archie Gray up next. 6s all round for Archie. I thought Bentancur was better than Archie, in my opinion. Archie did some nice things in terms of being able to drive the team forward in the first half, but I thought his final pass and end product really let him down on the day.
Yeah, I thought... in the first half, he was doing some really good stuff, like getting the ball driving into the space, opening up the pitch, and I thought that was quite good. And there was one pass that still found Porro, and Porro, his cross nearly finds Richie at the back post. That was a good moment. And I thought Gray was doing some good stuff there. I don't think in the second half, again, he tired, and that's why he got taken off, and we needed more legs there. But I thought in general he was decent.
Mm-hmm. Fans give him a 5.5, so just under what we've given him. Mohamed Kudus up next. 5s all round for Kudus. Only lasted 15 minutes, I think it was, and didn't have really too much of an impact on proceedings. I thought he was pretty frustrating whenever he got the ball, to be honest, and fans giving him a 4.6. And he was only on 15 minutes.
Yeah, so you can't be too harsh on him, but I don't think he was great. Apparently, I've seen some suggestions he might have had a problem before the game, so whether that was playing on him during the game and obviously cost him in 15 minutes in. We'll see. Yeah,
it's probably a culmination of how many games and minutes he's actually played this season and not being able to rest him, even though we've been able to rest him, but we haven't rested him, and that's probably what's caused the muscle injury.
It's not just that, it's as well how we play.
Yeah.
It's all through Kudus. He's asked to run so much.
Yeah.
Well, beat these 3 players, Mo, go on.
Yeah.
And then he's expected to help out the fullback as well, so doing all that running as well.
Yeah.
Like, we overwork him crazy.
Yeah, 100%. Next up is Wilson Odobear. 6s all round for Wilson. Started in the 10, and I liked his energy and application. His pressing was, a key part of our play in the first half, and he kept winning the ball back in really key areas. The only problem with Wilson, I just don't think he had too much of an impact in terms of creating chances and actually money-making moves in the final third.
Yeah, it's classic Wilson, isn't it? Looks bright, but doesn't actually do much in terms of really hurting the opposition, and that's something he's just got to work on. Apparently, did you see this? I think it was Paul O'Keefe said there was a suggestion that at home he struggles more than away from home.
Yeah, we spoke about it
because of nerves, or he doesn't want to try as many things, and that's really hard to hear. And
it's sad.
It's really sad. I just hope that he gets over that. Obviously, all the fans support him, and I hope he shows that. But maybe we need to do a better job at home of making our players feel at home, if that's the case. But I thought he was decent. Again, I think he was okay in the 10. I don't really think he is a 10. but he was okay in that position. But yeah should have done a bit more.
Yeah. Fans giving him a 6, so exactly the same as us. Matisse Tell up next. Him gives him a 6. I gave him a 7. I was, you know, I don't think it was a worldie of a performance, but I thought he was probably our best attacker on the day. You know, on the left-hand side, we all wanted to see him there, or, you know, I've been wanting to see him there for a while, and, you know, he added a lot of energy, a lot of desire, always an option on that left-hand side, decent link up with Ven Davies, like I mentioned before, consistently spamming in those crosses, taking shots from outside the box as well, which we've been desperate for. On another day, could have ended with a goal contribution, but look, he put in the corner, didn't he, that we scored from. But I thought if anything was going to come from any of our attackers, it was going to come from him.
Yeah, he looked the most likely. I think he was the one consistently taking on his fullback, getting into good positions out wide, keeping the ball actually a lot better than he has been, and actually trying some shots and trying some efforts on goal. And I was quite pleased with what I saw. I think it was a step in the right direction of him playing off the left-hand side. I just want to see him there more regularly, and I think the more he plays there, the better he'll get, in my opinion. He's just a guy that needs a run of games. He hasn't had a run of games in that position at all this season. So I really want to see that.
That probably means we're going to loan him out next week.
Yes.
But no, Matisse has got to start there against Bournemouth, surely.
6.4, so right in between those two.
Richarlison, 5s all round for Richie. A bit of a frustrating display from him. There was that one moment, wasn't it, when Muani is at the back post, completely free, and you're just saying, put the ball in, and he delays, and obviously the cross hits the defender, first man. Spent a lot of time on the ground, as he always does. And look, a lot of our plan was just to hit the ball long to him, and sometimes he was successful, sometimes not. But actually, his best attribute in the game yesterday was his defending, because he won the ball so many times from crosses from Sunderland, and that was probably where he won most of his aerial duels. Yeah,
and I think I actually think for a lot of the game it wasn't awful. It was just, again, a lack of help from a lot of players. But I think the big moment was when he could have played in Muani and he delayed it and he ended up screwing it up. But I think his hold-up play wasn't terrible for a lot of it. I thought in the second half, a lot of our counters that worked out was due to Richarlison doing a good job as well, and getting us into their half. So that was good. But he nearly scored as well. If it wasn't for a slight touch from the Sunderland defender right at the beginning of the game, he could have got a goal. But unfortunately, we need more than that.
Yeah, 5.3 the fans give him, so just above what we've given. Now to the substitutes. João Palhinha, 5s all round for João. He had that header, didn't he, where could have done a bit better from, just went wide. Key moment in the game. If he would have scored that, obviously it would have been the winner. There was one moment that I just got so frustrated with that I spoke about before, but he tries to play this really good ball to Richarlison, who had 3 men around him, where Bergvall was completely free on the left-hand side to start an attack really late in the game when, not much time left. He's got to make the right decision. And, I think he just, last few games, or like in the last month, he's come on and made a real impact off the bench. I just don't think he made the same impact in this game, and, it just seemed a bit off the pace.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a great cameo from him, to be honest. I thought in terms of winning those duels as well, he's come on to shut the game down and it didn't really work. I thought they actually got better after he came on, and that was quite disappointing. On the ball, he was terrible. Nearly scored with a header right at the end, but put it just wide. I expect better from him.
And they've given, the fans have given him a 4.7, so not great for João Palhinha. Last player I think we're going to rate is Lucas Bergvall, who came on for Odobear, like change. 5s all round for Lucas. And unfortunately he couldn't have the same impact that Wilson Odobear was having. Just don't really think he did too much I can't really remember too much.
I think he was...
The foul throw is all I remember.
Yeah, that foul throw was very noticeable. I think it just slipped out of his hand, and it just happens. I know you'll get clowned on for it, but that's just one of those things. I thought he did help a bit in terms of just carrying the ball a bit forward, a bit more progressively, but it wasn't hugely, unfortunately.
4.7 the fans have given him, so not great there for Lucas. Sorry, there is one more player, Kolo Muani, who came on in the 15th minute. 5s all round for Muani. And I just thought he was a really frustrating watch yesterday, Muani. lost the ball countless amount of times, and when it looked like he was onto a good thing, he would take a heavy touch and just hampered us more than he helped us, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he tried things in terms of his dribbling. There were some good times where he was driving through the centre of the pitch, and that's when I thought he looked his most dangerous, but the final decision was awful, a lot, to be honest. And that counts against him. There's a few times that he could have been decisive, and his poor decision-making or poor quality cost us.
Yeah, I did feel for him, though, because, if he gets that ball at the back post for Richarlison and grabs the winner for us, then we're probably speaking about him in a bit of a different light today. But
Or maybe he would have taken a touch like he did when Porro played it to him.
Yeah, you never know. But, it looked like he probably would have, he had he was completely free at the back post. But, yeah, the fans give him a 4.1. Not a great score for him. And finally, Thomas Frank. Sim gives him a 5. I gave him a 4. I was happy with the lineup, bar Ben Davies. I wasn't happy with Ben Davies, but he ended up being our best player, so shows what I know. But I think a lot of fans were feeling the same way about Thomas Frank, about Ben Davies starting. So I was happy with what we showed in the first half in terms of pressing high up the front, being aggressive, showing those fundamentals which we should show week in, week out. So at half time I was fairly happy. We were 1-0 up. With the dominance that we showed, probably should have been more. But I just was not happy with the way we managed the game after that. We looked so dominant in the first half. We were controlling the game. And then we'd retreated, and gave control to Sunderland in that second half. And everyone could see it from a mile off. The goal was coming. Yeah. We were probably lucky that we didn't lose the game in the end, because, they had that chance right at the death and they didn't score it. But I think their second half performance, the way they dominated us and the way we retreated like cowards, we deserve what we got.
Yeah, and I think it's just a theme of what we've seen for so much of this season. I know the first half was better, but still, unfortunately we didn't have the ability to take advantage of the dominance that we had. I think for me, due to the fact that we don't play that way too often, so the players aren't so used to being in those positions as often as I would like, and they're not often on the front foot as often as I would like. And I think for me, we're trying to hang on to 1-0 for literally 45 minutes against this a Sunderland team who only scored 4 goals away from home this whole season. We should be looking to really put the game to bed and then sit back. We were just pushed back. And we were looking to hit them on the counter, and all it took was one moment of quality for Sunderland to open us up and find the equaliser, and that's what happened. And I think Frank, for me, it's a consequence of how he's been getting us to set up too often this season. It's no surprise to me. You put all these attacking players together like we did in the first half, we look a lot better. But why has he not done that for a lot of the season? If we had done that consistently, then maybe when these games come around, we'll be in a bit better situation. But he hasn't. He's gone in different directions, a more pragmatic directions, always think about the opposition. And I think it cost us in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is our player ratings from the 1-1 draw against Sunderland. Let us know your ratings in the comments section below.